What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out, man. This is my out of the theater review for Gladiator II. Just caught that at an AMC Screen Unseen. If you're not familiar with AMC Screen Unseen, think about it like walking into a movie blind. You're going into the theater, you have no idea what movie you're watching. The only thing you know is that it's going to be a drama, it's going to be like an hour and 50 minutes or something of that nature. That's pretty much it. So today's Screen Unseen was Gladiator II. What did I think of the movie? Nah, didn't get the job done. Not to me anyway. I mean, it's okay, but seeing that it's really, the sequel to a much better film, a much more superior movie, it just fails. It really is, in a way, Gladiator light. It's like a wannabe Gladiator. Like, if Gladiator, like somebody was trying to make a Gladiator movie similar to the original, but just didn't stick to landing, that's basically what this is. And I was thinking about it as I was walking out of the theater, like, if the original Gladiator didn't exist, how would this film come off to me? And I was like, it probably would become a better movie, but at the same time, Gladiator does exist, and this movie is trying its damnedest to be Gladiator, and it just doesn't stick the landing at all. It just doesn't do it. It's wannabe Gladiator, and that's too bad. Ridley Scott probably didn't need to make this movie. Nevertheless, I mean, there are some good performances in it. Denzel does a decent enough job. His characters, the villain, more or less, pretty solid work by Denzel. Connie Nielsen is good in this as well. I thought Pedro Pascal, as much as he's in everything, he kind of just disappears and he's not really memorable. By the time you get to the end, you almost forget that he was in it. The lead actor, I think his name is Paul Mescal or Luke Pascal. I forgot his name. No, it is Paul. It's Paul Mescal. Does a good job. Not a bad actor, not bad at all. And, overall, though, I think it's the storytelling. It's very chaotic. It's just kind of all over the place. And it really heavily relies on your knowledge of Gladiator to, like, hit some of the same story beats. It really does follow that formula very closely. And so if you're familiar with the Gladiator story, if you've watched it a bunch of times, you're going to know the story beats. You're going to feel them. You're almost going to see them. It just sticks so close to the original Gladiator. It would have been better off if it was doing its own thing. Like, oh, I'm just going to be my own movie. We're not going to try to ape the original Gladiator. We're just going to do our own thing. If it did that, I think this would have been a better movie. But because it tries to do what Gladiator did, it really is a sequel. It really is a sequel, but it's too much of a sequel. It hits all the same beats, it feels like. And at the end of the day, it's like it's not its own thing. And it just reminds you of a better movie. That's how I looked at it. It just reminded me there's a much better movie called Gladiator, and I want to go watch that, not this. But overall, again, just chaotic storytelling. It's kind of all over the place. It relies too much on the original to kind of fill in the gaps. So, yeah, an unfortunate piece of work. Ridley Scott is a good director. I love him. I've always loved him. He's one of the GOATs, all right, in the Hall of Fame for sure. But this just isn't his era. I don't know. It's just like once he got past like that original Gladiator, that was it. It's just been downhill from him ever since. I wouldn't say this is as bad as like some of his Alien stuff with Prometheus and everything. It's not a bad movie. You can watch this movie, and a lot of people will like this. A lot of people will get to this. Hey, man, it's a good movie. I don't know what the DA is talking about. But for me, it just didn't get the job done. It just reminded me so much of the original Gladiator, a movie that, hit all of those emotional moments. Like all of the emotional moments in this film are really derivative of the original film. That's it. It's just a derivative, and it's a poorly made copy, So just stop trying to carbon copy better works, even if they're your own, Ridley Scott, and just, get out there and do, new and original things. But hey, look, if you just, like, honestly, if you turn your brain off and you go in with low expectations, you'll probably have a good time. I'll be honest, you'll probably have a lot of fun with this movie because there are some fun scenes, there's some, humorous moments and everything. But overall, it was just underwhelming, and being that, again, this is, a direct sequel to a much better movie. He should have did a better job, in my opinion. Anyway, that'll do it for me. You guys, if you do have an opportunity, let me know what you thought of Gladiator II. I'm just underwhelmed. I'm not feeling this movie whatsoever. But, everybody else in the theater, they seemed to like it. They seemed like they was enjoying themselves. Just me, I wasn't feeling it. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.